Hi guys, and today I'm going to be reviewing this fantastic Bachmann loco. I have reviewed one in the past, and that was the Bachmann Collectors Club in the Somerset and Dorset Prussian Blue. Very nice. If you've not seen that livery loco, I'll put a link at the end card and join the video. This is the Midland 1P, like I said, by Bachmann, and this locomotive is a 044. Bachmann seem to do quite a few of these lately. They have a G5 on the way for the LNER as well. Wonder if they'll do a Caledonian one. I don't know, but we'll see what this one's all about, and we shall get into it. As we look into the detail pack, you get a spare wheel. That's one of the driving wheels. You get a spare one with a traction tyre on. You also get some other separately supplied bits that Bachmann haven't added, which are like the doors, chain link coupling and hook, steps. At the moment, it's going to go around second radius. If you add the steps, it can't. And there's some other stuff as well in there, some piping too. As we move on to the front of the locomotive, the locomotive does have sprung buffers. They are metal and they are pretty silver as well. Speaking of the buffer beam, we have the NR for the Midland Railway. We also have a separately applied vacuum pipe. We also have a hook for some details that's in the bag to go in. We also have 3 lamp irons just in front of the smoke box dart. So move up a bit. The smoke box area itself, it has, well, I think it's a shade code. It says 20. I could be wrong. Then above that we have the number of the locomotive. We also have a shiny handrail going all the way around the locomotive as far as it can. And then above that we also have another lamp iron again. And then we have the chimney. As we move on to the side of the locomotive, there's lining everywhere, especially on the splashes. We have the gold and black and red lining. The wheel configuration is a 044. We also have some sanding pipes and piping in gold. Brake rigging is already applied front and back. We have some pipe, a little handrail near the tanks. You also see that lovely shiny handrail going round as well. We also have the correct era styled safety valves and whistles. As we look towards the cab area itself, we have handrails picked out in silver. And then we move on to the end of the bunker with the lining as well. And then we have some sort of plate. Speaking of the tanks, we have the MR and we have the number, which is 1273. As we move on to the other side of the locomotive, there is some differences. I point them out now. Just in the gear gap, there is some motion there for the locomotion, which is correct. Very nice touch there from Bachmann. Next to that, we also have a reversing rod. You can just about see it. We do have some lining on the boiler right next to the cab and the whistles. And it's yellow, black, yellow. We have a little half of that around the splashes and at the front near the chimney. And as we move on to the cab area itself, I will point out a negative for me. As much as it is nice and it is flush, the glazing is a glazing bar front and back. Failing that, it is nice, like it is flush, and it does have gold rim front and back as well, inside and outside. We also have the wood flubbing effect too. And most of the dials are painted as well. And I do believe there is a flickering firebox on DC, or analog, and DCC as well. You also see some reversing handle there, and you can also see some separately applied handrails going into the cab. The steps are in the detail bag. As we move on to the bunker area of the locomotive, let's start off with the sprung buffers, which obviously the front have it, so does the back. We also have the MR for the Midland Railway. We also have some sort of builder's plate, I believe, in the centre, or some sort of water or a coal style plate in the back. We also have the lamp irons, which you can see 4, and they're all in black. We also have piping as well. I have that hole for the detail to be added. As we move up to the bunker itself, it is moulded, but separately applied moulding, if that makes sense. And it is quite tough, the coal rails are. As you can see, the windows, they do have the gold in the windows and some lines to stop the coal falling through. Nice touch. As we do a bird's eye view of the locomotive, let's start with a negative. The negative is the vent doesn't move on top of the roof. Big shame for as much as it costs. The colour doesn't look too bad if I'm honest. You can also see the details a bit more here, from the safety valves and whistles to the handrails to some sort of condenser on the side, I believe. We also can see where you put the water in the tanks. They do look separate, but I could be wrong. So these are some nice touches from the top here. And as we move on to the underneath of the locomotion, as you can see, there's not much to see here, but I will try and help you out. You see the branding is Bachmann. You can also see the springs next to the wheels. Speaking of the wheels, the 4 driving wheels are pick-upped, so that's good. And so is the trailing ones at the back, the other four small ones behind the cab. They have pickups as well from what I can see. It's a nice touch. The couplings are what we come to expect. They're butterfly type NEM, slim ones as well. These are some highly detailed here. So yeah guys, that's it on the tracks. I must admit it is quite fetching in this Midland livery. Next it will be some points test. As you can tell, it's in the inner loop, so it will do second radius. So here goes. Not bad, a little fast. It keeps getting stuck in some points. What's that? The third 20. So it's not a bad runner. Could do better slow speed on points. It managed that pretty well, if I'm honest with you. 20 is about the best on this controller I can get my locos to run at. It does seem a little fast, but it managed that okay. So next up is some slow speed and a running session. So here goes. Yeah, it jumps into life at around the 20 mark. Again, sorry. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the running session review. Just give you my opinion on it. I think it's a lovely and well-made locomotive here by Bachmann, or should I say model. Same with the Somerset and Dorset one, as you saw with a double header. Should be the start of the video-ish. They are nice, they are well-made. Some great touches in there. Flipping firebox, is it needed? That's for you to decide. For me, no, it's not needed, but it's the way modelling's going. So, yes, this is a lovely, like I said, lovely made. Highly recommend it to do a BR one as well. So you get a selection, and they also do a LMS one too. The stock we had, my 4 or 6 wheeled Hornby generic coaches. Looks okay with them actually. I know it's a little mix, but looks fine. And the double header had some BR livery coaches. I just thought something different. I've got no Midland coaches or LMS to go with it, so it is what it is. But yeah, these are fantastic. Highly recommend it. If you've got any questions or comments, please let me know, and I will see you in the next one. So it's goodbye from this beauty, and it's goodbye from me.